Hello and welcome to Adrian Beyond the Classroom. And this latest video is about that I am particularly worried about the young generation, and here's why. This follows on very much from what we looked at in my last video, which was about phone addiction. Now, that's one particular element, but when we put together what children are being exposed to today, the young generation, we have social media, we have AI, and what we're beginning to see is these elements, much that they have benefits and can be very helpful, they also can impact on life skills. So, if you're a parent, you're a teacher, you're a employer, you're a coach, sports coach, you are probably beginning to notice this. And one of the biggest things that I've noticed over a period of time is just watching students go to school, walk into school, and they're buried in their phones again, and they're buried in their social media. And what we're getting, number one, is a complete sort of communication collapse. And this is something that's really, really important. Texts and shortcuts and emojis are actually destroying their ability to have a face-to-face conversation. And, you rarely see it. And it's a worry because that skill of being able to engage with other people is incredibly important. So that's number one. It's the actual communication. The other thing that I find as somebody who's in teaching and as a tutor at the moment is the ability to develop independent thought without being prompted up with something else. You've got algorithms and AI tools replacing critical thinking. And, critical thinking is you're thinking for yourself, thinking from experience, thinking from what you've learned in your life so far. And that's not easy. And it's learning how to think and actually to ask questions to yourself. Don't just accept things. There's a lot of acceptance from students without questioning whether things are right, wrong, real, or whatever. So that's number two. It's actually the sort of not actually getting involved in independent thought. The next one is the sedentary trap. It's what I call, not doing enough activity to get the blood flowing and stuff like that. As somebody who kicked off as a PE teacher, obviously I've always encouraged students to get involved actively, physically, because it makes you feel good. You're a body and mind. You're not just one or the other, and they work in tandem. And it's really saddening to see that we see less physical activity in children, and then you have impacts on that occur on possibly what they're eating, their lifestyle, and they can become overweight, and they're young people who should be out running around. Look, all I remember about my childhood, I didn't have any of these distractions. I'm not saying that these distractions are wrong, but I'm just saying that I didn't have those distractions. We didn't have mobile phones. We didn't have social media. We had to go out and enjoy and have a lot of fun playing out there. So that's the number three, which is really important. And the last one, but one that's sort of looking ahead, is unemployability. And that, a lot of employers are looking at young people coming through and they aren't able to offer anything except, that they want to get into work necessarily, but then have they the skills to manage other people? I mean, there's so many things that we can discuss on this, and the most important one is getting your points of view on this. I'm somebody who's seen a lot of things going on, and I've seen a lot of change. I do believe as well, and I feel this is an extra as well, that I think that what I've noticed about the education system over time, it's been more driven by data and comparisons with other cultures about performance in all the subjects. And what seems to be disappearing more and more is the actual sort of individuality of teaching, and national curriculum is great, brings all the things together, people taught the same thing, but it's come to the state now where it's so prescribed that there's no wiggle room. And there's got to be fun and enjoyment. I mean, my experience has been over the years, wherever I've taught, and I've taught in other countries and in the UK, and done it for a long time, and I've found that when children are happy and enjoying and have a bit of fun, and can actually have a bit of fun in a class session with each other, but also know the parameters of what's right and what's wrong, they're going to do much better. What we're seeing is a very constructed, very oppressive way of teaching now, where often teachers can't finish what they're doing, where they want to actually give the kids a break. It's about empathy as well. It's not all about timetables and you've got to do this in this time. It's about allowing children, look, learning doesn't all happen at once. As you know, you have to go back and repeat things, but sometimes you've got to take your foot off the gas and let children relax, let them kind of chill out and not feel they're under pressure to do this, this, and this, and this all the time. Anyway, those are my thoughts. What I want to hear, obviously, are all your thoughts, because I think this is an important moment in history where we have a young generation that are falling through the cracks, and we must start doing things about it. Anyway, please comment and make your thoughts known on the comments bar below. Thank you very much.